the first time it was happening in a country, whether people will understand it or not. We used to hire VCRs and see 3 films in one night. You know, a lot of people used to come together from the society. Films will always be there. Today, tomorrow, 100 years later, also films will be there. Who will travel for 2 hours? I don't know how the film is. It's better to see it on mobile. देख कौन रहा है? हम ही देख रहे हैं. जिस दिन हम देखना बंद कर देंगे, उस दिन piracy बंद हो जाएगी.
There are very few actors and I think very few maybe directors who can command the fact that an opening can happen just because of their name attached to it. So you are one of them. Does it put an extra pressure on you?
It does. It does. It does. At the same time, I feel privileged also that you become a brand. And you know, the theory behind becoming a brand is not films alone. It's television also. That the name has a face now.
Right.
Which is dangerous also. Someday if they don't like my film, they know who he is, where to catch him. Yeah. But I think it adds the pressure, but at the same time, I think you're privileged and you have, you're lucky enough that an opening can happen because of your name also. You can add. Just a director can't take the whole credit, but yes, definitely he can add the value for the opening, for sure.
There are reports that SINGHAM and SIMMBA will be a part of Sooryavanshi. So are these reports true by any chance? Because it will be like a massive truth.
I don't know.
Happens. You're not giving us any exclusive.
It's too early to talk about it.
But you like this idea of SINGHAM coming into the world of SIMBA?
Actually, I can't claim that we are making the same thing, but whatever happens there in America and Hollywood happens 10 years down the line. That's been the theory always. And when I was watching the Avengers series and how they started doing it, you know, and that is the time I got an idea, okay, why don't we create a universe? Obviously, we don't have that kind of a budget to make so many superheroes, you know, in year after year. And then I was like, hey, we do have a cop universe, and let's make a cop universe from SIMBA onwards. And it clicked, it worked. I was a bit scared when the film was about to release because the first time it was happening in a country, whether people will understand it or not. I knew that youngsters and kids, they will, because they come from the generation where Avengers is there. But for our mature audience, whether, you know, or especially people who have not seen Avengers or not aware of it, how will they receive it? And I'm happy that it worked. I was a bit scared that time, and we had doubts merging 2 worlds, but it worked. It worked big time.
It worked big time. It worked big time. All right. So, Rohit, there is this debate that the movie watching experience will be changing in a few years' time. And a lot of these movies, they'll be releasing on digital platforms. And only big spectacle films, the ones that you make, are the ones that are going to be releasing in theaters and people are going to be watching it. What is your take on it?
See, the same debate happened when television came. The same debate happened when VHS came. The film was releasing the same day and you can go and buy a video cassette and see the film. There were times, I think youngsters must be not knowing, that we used to hire VCRs and see 3 films in one night. You know, a lot of people used to come together from the society and do that. So this debate will always be there. When films started coming on satellite within 3 months and 2.5 months, the debate again arose like, oh, you know, what will happen? For me, I think these 2 are parallel worlds, which they have been successful abroad, the Netflix, Amazon, Z5, Woot, everything, Hotstar for that matter. So they will be successful here, they are successful here, and gradually they will become, but it's not that cinema will shut down, theaters will shut down, films will always be there. Today, tomorrow, 100 years later, also films will be there.
And ironically, these things we keep on hearing off late, but the fact is 2018 has been one of the most successful years for the Hindi film industry in many years. So I think people want to watch movies in the cinema halls only. All right, so Rohit, there are 5,000 screens for the Hindi movies that we have in total. In India, we have around 10,000, 11,000 screens in totality. In China, there are 50,000 screens plus, and it has added to the business accordingly. There were 25,000 screens in China around 3 years back. What do you think should be done so that the number of screens can possibly increase?
I think we need more theaters, and for that we need, obviously we need a help from the government on that, and especially, I think we should have theaters in small towns. You know, Simba being such a big, huge hit. Today, if we count the footfall, is around 2 crore. Dangal must be having around 3.5, 4 crore, not more than that. In a population of 135 crore people, maximum number of people went to a theater are 4 crore people.
Right.
That's not even 10% of our population. So for that, we need more theaters. Now, when we talk about theaters, they have their own issues about maintenance, about bills, land, payments. There are overheads. So I think we need to come together with the help of the government and see to it like how we can help the theater owners, and find a way that we have more screens. Especially in small towns, there are many such towns which has a population of 2 lakh, 3 lakh, maybe 10, 11 lakhs, and there's no theater,
Right.
and they have to travel. And then comes the piracy thing. That who will travel for 2 hours? I don't know how the film is. It's better to see it on mobile the next day.
Piracy is a huge factor, and surprisingly, nothing is being done. It is so open, and it's eating up so much of business because everyone has seen the movies.
See, it's
but they've
like-
seen it on pirated versions.
There are two ways of looking at it. Piracy is happening, but who's watching it? We are the one who's watching
Exactly,
it.
exactly.
So it's not just, it's why do we always blame कि अरे वहाँ से piracy हो रहा है, देख कौन रहा है, हम ही देख रहे हैं. जिस दिन हम देखना बंद कर देंगे उस दिन piracy बंद हो जाएगी. Because there are ways to stop it and government is working on it. हम fine ज़्यादा लगा देंगे, we can code it like from where it's coming. But ultimately we are watching it. Why do we always blame others? There has to be an awareness that, and a research had been done that amount of money goes in terrorism from piracy. And it's a fact. It does. Who's watching it? We are the one who's watching it.
Since you're making all these cop movies, the fact is that pirated CDs, they are so easily available. Say outside.
The laws need to be
outside
strict.
yeah.
The laws need to be very strict on this, and
Yeah.
this industry needs to be taken very seriously, which is not. And when it comes to government, because the turnover is not big, it's a glamorized industry, so there's lot of ho-halla about it. But once you come to a turnover, it's one of the smallest industry. I think it's just an industry. So I think when the laws and it's from state to state law changes. Like down south, it's not easy to get a pirated DVD. The laws are different over there.
Yeah,
Because
definitely. And even the fan clubs.
even the fan clubs
Fan
are very
clubs play a
strong over
big
there.
role, yeah.
Yeah, here the fan clubs are not that strong, and obviously, let me tell you, like if you go to the cops and you tell them, okay, we need a help, and these are the things happening, they really get activated and they do help you. But ultimately, I think there are so many other issues happening within the city and within the country that we need to have stronger laws for this.
Exactly.
Other than that, I don't see it shutting it down. No, I don't know how we can shut this down, and it won't stop. Because see, today what happens is the film is released. It's digital. Everything is digital now. You release the film all over the world. From where it's coming, you don't know. You know who's doing it. You don't know. There are no ways to stop it. Because everything is digital now. So the only way is like we create awareness that please don't watch it, and the laws are very. And see, it's not only getting a DVD in outside a station. Now you have films on mobile.
Exactly.
So how we stop that is very important and create an awareness that where the money is going, how it's been used.